Hey, Southern Nevada, let's talk about your tap water. Despite its hard, mineral-rich taste, your water meets or surpasses all federal Safe Drinking Water Act standards, so don't confuse hard water with its quality. Sourced from the Rocky Mountains, your water is analyzed more than 300,000 times a year. It's treated and monitored 24/7 by a team of technical experts. So get all the facts about your tap water at snwa.com. SNWA is a not-for-profit water agency. There was a time when ordering off a restaurant's secret menu was the ultimate date night flex. But now, secret menus are advertised right there on restaurant websites. Are there any truly secret menus left in Las Vegas? So today in CityCast Las Vegas, I talk with food writer John Curtas of eatinglv.com and the Eat, Talk, Repeat podcast, and we talk about the death of the secret menu in Las Vegas. And listeners, if you're a member, you're getting an extended cut of this episode with more insider insights and tips on your members-only ad-free podcast feed. So become a member at membership.citycast.fm. It's Thursday, March 19th. I'm Sonja Cho Swanson, and here's what Las Vegas is talking about. John, hello.
Hello. Sonja, right. How are you?
Oh, I'm surviving, but I don't know if the secret menu is.
No, it's not.
John, is the secret menu dead?
Yeah, it's deader than Paul Bocu's. Okay.
Oh, okay. Chef luminary, and also quite deceased.
Yeah, quite deceased.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, when you said let's talk about this, I started giggling to myself because, the internet's killed a lot of things, and it's made insider information.
Sure.
Basically, it's gone. It's gone the way of the tasseled menu. Okay. I mean, it's like there's nothing insider anymore. Basically, all these fast food chains are using secret menus as a marketing ploy.
Okay.
Right?
So gimmick.
And it's a marketing gimmick now. And okay, grumpy gastronome alert. I mean, it's like.
That's why we have you on, John. We love you for this.
Speakeasies now have Facebook pages. This is how marketing sort of kills everything. And eventually, the internet has figured out a way to try to make it cool. And all these restaurants have tried to capture this zeitgeist and make their places cool because they heard that, In-N-Out Burger has that secret menu and then Starbucks has a secret go-tos. And now everybody's doing it.
The secret menu I remember from high school from In-N-Out was doing the fries animal style, which, by the way, I actually don't like. It's not delicious to me, but I would do it in high school just to feel cool, It's
not. It's not. And it's a scientific fact that In-N-Out fries are terrible, okay? And animal style doesn't make them any better.
100% agree, John. Thank you. Let's just imagine here for a second, like in its ideal platonic form, before the secret menu became an advertising gimmick, what purpose does a secret menu serve?
Well, it made you cool. It gave you street cred. It gave you foodie cred back in the day. If you went into a place and said, "Oh, they do their steak here." Oh, I'll tell you one way back in the day. They used to do a thing. It then eventually came on the menu, but at the Palm Steakhouse, and now we're going back to the 90s. They did something called steak a la Stone. It eventually became a menu item, but it was a steak that a sirloin, I think it was a sirloin, or a really nice fillet, they would slice on the diagonal and serve on a bed, on basically a thick French roll with a bunch of melted onions underneath it. And it was a delicious dish. Okay. And
my goodness.
The regs knew about it, but eventually it became so well known, everybody started ordering it, and it went onto the menu. So these were things back in the 90s that if you knew about them, people went, yeah, that guy or that gal, they eat out a lot. They're a regular, they're the cognoscenti, the aficionados.
It almost sounds like it's a way for like a chef or a restaurant to kind of test out a menu item maybe on some of their regulars too, just to kind of like see like, hey, how do people like this? Get some feedback maybe?
Yes, that's exactly what they do. And when you get to be that person that knows about it, you feel sort of privileged. And if you're a certain braggadocious sort, well, Oh, I'm looking in the mirror here.
Who, you, John? What?
Yeah. You tell, well, man, the move in that restaurant is to get the ... And I would say there's even like Esther's Kitchen downtown doesn't always have certain pastas on the menu, certain classic pastas that you can get. Their pastas come and go. I'm not sure they always have a carbonara on the menu, but if you go in there and and say, can the chef do me a carbonara? They'll whip it up for you. Okay. But I'm not sure they'll do it for just anybody. You sort of have to be a regular or somebody sort of known to the waitstaff, because, the waitstaff doesn't like these things because they got that cringe. They got to go back and ask the chef. They just
a little bit more work involved.
Yeah. So for everybody.
Right. So it's almost like kind of a relationship building tool too, between like the restaurant and the regulars as well. There's kind of like we see you. Thank you for being a regular patron. Here's something, a little extra something for you.
Right. And the chef is doing something tonight. It's not on the menu. And you get this in better restaurants. And I think more food-focused restaurants that we have, like an Ada's downtown, like Esther's Kitchen, like Manzu, a great Italian restaurant out on West Flamingo. I mean, these are places that the waiter will come over. We have a special tonight, and sometimes it's not a secret. Sometimes they're telling everybody. Sometimes they'll just let you know, we're trying out this dish, or if you know the owner, suddenly something will show up and they'll say, like you to try this. But that's the sort of thing regulars get, and you have to be a regular at a restaurant to sort of enjoy that privilege. And that's what I'm always telling people. The best way to get to learn about all this stuff is to become a regular at a restaurant. And good things come your way.
You know what? That is, I think that is a dying trend too, not just secret menus, but also becoming a regular somewhere.
Well, again, now, grumpy gastronome alert. Again, second one. Your generation, with its insistence.
I am a millennial. It's true. We have killed many things, John. It's true.
Well, it's like with you, immediate gratification takes too long, okay? And everybody wants to sit on their couch and order DoorDash and Uber Eats. You want it your way, and you want it right now. And what we're talking about with secret menus and feeling like you're sort of, you're cool and you're sort of an insider, that takes time, and it takes multiple visits to restaurants. And I'm sure people are, especially the younger generations, are always chasing the next big thing. And the internet feeds off of that too. So you've got this continual loop of churn, exactly, that works against people like in my generation. But other side of it can be boring too. We always go to X restaurant every Thursday night. I mean, for all our entire lives. But I like the idea of cultivating a relationship with chefs and restaurants, and you don't see that happening as much with younger people.
You know what, John? I love that. And I know it's a little late in March, but I just came up with a new 2026 resolution, which is to become a regular somewhere. I think I'm going to try to become a regular at some bar or restaurant.
I've been preaching this for decades.
Okay.
When you go in the first time, let's say it's your very first time there. It might not be, but it's your first time there. It'll be kind of formal. Go back again. I mean, sometimes this can get expensive, but you don't have to break the bank. Go back again, and then within a month or two, go back again. If it's a locally owned restaurant, not some impersonal chain or some food factory on the Las Vegas Strip, by that third time, you're going to walk in and they're going to go, oh, they may not remember your name, they'll remember your face. And suddenly things start get more relaxed. You feel more comfortable. You feel like you've created a relationship with the restaurant, rather than just sitting there waiting for them to serve you, which can be stiff and awkward. And then slowly over time, it starts feeling like home. And then that's mutually beneficial to the diners. And if you want to impress a date, remember we talked about impressing a date. Nothing impresses a date more than they walk in and go, Ms. Swanson, how are you? And when you do that, you feel good, they feel good, your company is impressed. It's a win-win for everybody.
Hi, I'm David Plotz. I'm the CEO of CityCast, a podcast network that includes this show you're listening to, and also 12 other CityCasts in 12 other cities. And each one knows their city as well as your local team knows yours. So isn't it time we connected them? Don't you want to know how they're tackling their bike lane problems and housing challenges and sidewalk dog poop crises? That's why I'm hosting a new podcast called Your City Could Be Better. Because it could be. Every week, I'll chat with a different host in our CityCast network about what their cities are doing right and wrong, the weird things they're trying, and the surprising successes, so that we can all learn how to make our cities a little bit better. Listen to Your City Could Be Better on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts.
Well, you mentioned Cipriani's focaccia, and you mentioned maybe a couple of off-menu pastas that you can maybe get at Esther's or Ada's, some of the James Tree's Empire restaurants. Yeah. Are there any other secret menus that you know of anywhere else in town?
I was racking my brain before this interview, and I even put it on Facebook. Yeah. I actually threw it out there like, who's got some secret menu items that they know about? And a couple of Italian restaurants said that, we'll do a carbonara, for example, even if it's not on the menu if it's asked for.
Okay. Which restaurants said that?
Well, D'Agostino's is one that does, I think it does on Marsala on the west end of town, does it. And but on the whole, I got a lot of, that's now kind of just the dumbed down, stupefying stuff that Starbucks is doing and Chick-fil-A and McDonald's. Yeah. When McDonald's has entered the chat, the conversation is over.
The real death knell of the secret menu right there.
Exactly.
I will say, in a restaurant's defense, though, can you imagine, like, if you actually tried to have a secret menu, the second any influencer got a whiff of it, it'd just be out all over the internet. I mean, it's like sort of impossible to even really have a secret menu anymore, right? I mean, is that fair?
Yeah. It used to be something you'd share with your friends or your spouse or your significant other, just when you went there. But now it's like, look at me, that whole culture, that narcissistic culture we inhabit, it is all about showing off. So nothing's going to remain a secret at all. But, a restaurant probably could use it to their advantage. A savvy marketing chef or a front of the house person could say, let's start getting to be known for something. Don't put it on the menu and let's see if it takes off. But sooner or later, it'll be blasted by influencers, and then it will just be, it won't be cool anymore. It'll be just the opposite of cool.
So I actually do have a few examples of secret menus that I have come across. They are on a range, a scale of secrecy, perhaps. And I want you to tell me what you think of each of them, gimmick or good.
Okay.
And if you want to give them a star rating, so 1 is gimmick, 10 is good, you can give them, however many stars you want on that range. All right.
Okay.
Here's the first, and I'll describe it. So it's at Spring by China Mama. I was there last year, went and sat down for a meal, and there was a printed menu, like on one of those little plastic covered menus that was on the table with 3 menu items, and it said secret menu. And it wasn't online, it wasn't on their main menu, but it was printed and it was on the table when we sat down. So on the scale of gimmick to good, where is this quote unquote secret menu?
Let me rank them like Michelin stars. So 3 is the best, like not very good, and 1 is gimmicky.
Okay, so 1 to 3. Gotcha. All right. So this is at Spring by China Mama.
2. I'd put that in the middle. I mean, It's a gimmick, but they're trying to steer you towards something on every table that they make very well. And they're advertising right up front. This is something that we specialize in and we're proud of. So it's secret, until you sit down at the table. And it's probably something you're going to be impressed by once you eat it. So that's a 2 for me.
Yeah. All right. Okay, here's the next one. At 00 Pie and Pub, there is an unlabeled QR code that's on a sticker on their wall. And as I was sitting down and I was chatting up the waiter, I'm going to say that it was because I was so charming. The waiter directed me to the QR code on the wall and said, hey, if you want secret menu, it's right up there. You can go scan it on your phone. So 1 to 3, gimmick or good?
Well, what was it? Do you remember what it was? I've been to 00 several times, and I don't remember that.
John, are you telling me that I got access to the secret menu and you did not?
You trumped the great John Curtas. Yes, you did.
OMG, this is like a greater honor than anything I've ever experienced in my life.
You can dine out on that now for a year or 2.
Hell yes. That's going on my LinkedIn profile now. John Curtas.
Was it pizzas or side dishes or appetizer dishes?
Pizzas. And we ended up getting this pizza called the Mini Cooper, which was delicious. Red sauce, mushroom, lemon oil, Calabrian chili oil, oregano, and chives. I loved it.
All right. Well, I'm not going to say it's totally gimmicky because it's just taking the place of an educated suggestion by the staff to you to order something they know is really good on the menu. So, I mean, It's not a total gimmick. So I'm going to give it 2 stars. Yes.
2 stars. All right. So here's the third one. Lou's Diner, family-owned business off the strip, has a quote-unquote secret menu, which is on a separate tab on their website, on their homepage.
Why? That doesn't make any sense to me. In a diner? I mean
I know.
Who cares? So that's the 1 star, less than 1, 0 star. Okay,
negative 1 star.
Negative 1 star. That's just. I mean, I like Lou's Diner, but I mean,
this is no shade on. This is not a star for the food or the restaurant.
Yeah, no, it's just a gimmick. I mean, it's just a marketing ploy, and I'm sorry. That's a decidedly not cool place trying to be cool, and there's nothing less hip than that.
Oh, and let's be clear, Lou's Diner does not need to be cool. They're already just like a wonderful, homey, cozy little place, great diner food.
Of cool, but that's why you love it, because it's just comfort food. And I don't want people playing games with their menu with me, with comfort food.
Yes,
should be right
100%. All right, next one. This is a dish at Barry's Downtown Prime. It is a $389 lobster flambe, which includes 4 pounds of lobster, truffle butter, and gnocchi. I heard about it on the influencers kind of network, specifically from Vegas Starfish's YouTube channel. Stars 1 to 3?
1. 1 because it's probably good.
Yeah.
But it's also absurd. Okay.
$389?
Yeah. And they're trying to use that cachet to just empty your wallet, rather than, I mean, there's a real meretricious basis for that, which I find that's just off-putting. Okay. It's one thing like, this is great and you'll love it. This is real secret, bro. Now give us $400, for some lobster.
Yeah.
So to me, it's such a craven money grab. I can't admire it at all.
Also, I'll just say this right now. I think truffle is overrated.
100%.
Thank you, John.
My friend.
Yes.
Overrated and overdone, as with caviar. I mean, there's a time and place, and this is kind of a secret menu thing. And if you're a regular at certain Italian restaurants, especially in northern Italian restaurants in truffle season, which runs from like October to December, they suddenly bring out the truffles for you. Okay. Sometimes they charge you, sometimes they don't, or they charge you less money if you're a regular at that restaurant.
Interesting.
So I'm with you. Truffles are totally overdone, and they don't belong on all kinds. They don't belong on lobster, for example, at all.
I agree.
Okay. Yeah, there's a lot of things that are great with lobster, but truffles aren't one.
A delicate lobster dish.
Yeah. I want to taste lobster. I want to taste the sea. I want to taste butter. I want to taste a little lemon juice, not a truffle.
Hear, hear. Okay, well, here's my final question for you, John. What is our love affair with the secret menu? Tell us about our relationship to restaurants in Las Vegas. And I guess what I mean by this is, what do we lose when we lose the secret menu?
Well, when they're gone, you lose intimacy. In a good way, in the 3-star kind of way. And when it's a secret menu, that you honor your customers by having it there for them. That creates an intimacy. And when it leaves, and the loss of intimacy with restaurants is, I think, one of the biggest tragedies of the internet, Instagram age of the last 15 years. Everything has to be so instantaneous. Everything has to be about showing off, narcissism, whatever other words I've also already used. When we lose that connection, meals and restaurants don't become a place that provides succor to us and sustenance, and they simply become just another platform for us to act out whatever urges we want on the internet. And I
sort of conspicuous consumption, right?
Thank you. Thorsten Veblen said it best, and it becomes that. And that's what I think it is one of the major things wrong with restaurant going these days, because get back to becoming a regular, get back to being there and creating a relationship, and you create an intimacy that is slowly being eroded, I think, by the Instagram generation.
Well, John, I have my homework. I'm going to become a regular, and maybe, just maybe, I'll learn about one true secret menu item. I'll report back, okay?
Report back. Send me a text with a picture, of course.
I will. I will not put it on Instagram.
All right, Sonja, great talking to you. Bon appetit.
Thanks so much, John. And listeners, a reminder, we're putting an extended cut of this episode with more recs, more tips, more insider insights on secret menus in our members-only feed. So to access that, become a member, become a CityCast Las Vegas neighbor at membership.citycast.fm. And that's all for today here on CityCast Las Vegas. If you enjoyed the show, go tell a friend, rate the show, leave us a review, and subscribe to our morning newsletter. Don't forget you can support this show and get some great perks by becoming a CityCast Las Vegas neighbor at membership.citycast.fm. We'll be back tomorrow morning with more news from around the city. Take care.